What needs to happen from the New York Mets in order for us to take them serious, right? Because I feel like right now the Mets are doing great, right? Like not just in this game, but this season. Like they're a good team. They're a great team this season, right? They're first, but like taking into consideration the Atlanta Braves thing, right? They're what 2.5 games behind. The Yankees are 14.5 or 12.5 ahead of their second place in the AL East. But why is it, Ray, that we're not taking the Mets so serious this year? Like, what is it going to take? Is it going to take a healthy DeGrom and a healthy Is it going to have to be dominating baseball from the Mets in order for us to be like, wow, yo, shit, man, these Mets are really good? Because right now they're still doing really good, and we're sitting here not taking them serious. We're like, oh yeah, the Mets are going to falter. They're going to stink at some point. Like, what is it, dude?
For me, it's the consistency of Starlin Marte, Eduardo Escobar, Mark Canha, guys like that, because we've seen what Pete Alonso has been able to do this year. I think without a doubt he'll at least be able to continue that. I don't know about an average standpoint.
That's Big Meat Pete.
But I think exactly Big Meat Pete. So I think on an average standpoint, I don't know if he's going to stay around where he is. But even if he ends up with 250 with fucking 48 home runs
right now,
probably I think around like 270, 275.
That's good for Big Meat.
Yeah, I would have to double check and look at the stats, obviously, but I feel like he's hitting above where he should be because of the way that he was put into the All-Star game, and people were even thinking of him as a starter, right? But even if he goes out, no matter what his average is, unless it's under 250 in my opinion, as long as he's hitting around 40 to 50 home runs and he's got 100 to 110, 120 RBIs, right? I think that's a season that isn't unrealistic for him. Lindor, Marte, like those middle guys of Escobar, like Escobar needs to step the fuck up, because what do we look at?
Home run tonight, though.
And that's my point. Is in these games, right? When the Mets are winning, when the Mets are doing good, like Taijuan Walker went out and gave up 2 runs like that. What do the Mets come back and do? Score 4. That needs to happen every single game for them, because they are that kind of lineup. They should be looked at as that kind of lineup. Right now, I don't look at that Mets team and I think they're a top 5 lineup. On paper, sure, if you don't look at the stats, maybe. But if you talk about, like, you got Carpenter hitting 5th right now, like, whoever the Yankees have coming up to bat, you're afraid of, for the most part, right? Like, you know that they can do something, barring Joey Gallo. Everybody else, though, you're talking about a lineup without Giancarlo Stanton right now that maybe on better average, home runs, whatever the case may be, looks better in the Yankees part. Which at the start of the season you told me that, I would have kind of looked at you like, what? Like the depth in this lineup, Pete Alonso, Brandon Nimmo, Jeff McNeil, Eduardo Escobar, Frankie Lindor. Like the only hole you have right now is catcher. Like realistically. And we're still talking about this lineup as like not even a top 5 lineup in baseball right now.